The Wood Stove Sessions are brought to you by Kinden's Bakery, located at 151 Main Street, Lewisport, Newfoundland. By Music NL, motivated by a vision of music cultivated at home and celebrated everywhere. And the Citadel House, where music comes to be heard. We are here, and Christian Howse, we're here at the Wood Stove Sessions, and Christian Howse is literally in the hot seat. Is that too warm for you?
Yeah, quite. No, it's pretty nice, actually. If you ask me a hard question, it might get a little much, but I think we're okay for now.
Yeah, I wondered, Well, what have we got on, Stevie? Beans?
No, those are
Potatoes, so.
and water.
Which
And
we
your
need,
coffees are gonna get
we need
hot.
time. Oh yeah, you better take a coffee now or it'll get too hot. So the purpose of what we're doing here is just to kind of find out what you're at musically. You have a new project coming out. Tell us a little bit about that. What you'd like to do musically over the next little while. How many, was it custom or boutique breads that you'd like to bake? So tell me, let's start out with tell me who you are and what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm Christian Howse. I'm a folk musician or alternative musician from Springdale, Newfoundland, but also out of like St. John's and Corner Brook at times when I move around a fair bit. But very happy to be here in Lewisport today. I'm excited to play a set for tonight, yeah.
Cool. So we're working, you're getting set to release an album that we have a working title of Breakthrough at this point. This is what, number 5 or 6?
Number 5, yeah.
Number 5.
Yeah. No, this is number 6.
Yes?
Yes, 5 already out, yeah.
Right. Yeah, this is number 6.
Yeah, this jumbled me. I had an interview for a magazine and website questions the other day. That's why it's in my head.
Oh yeah?
You know,
Cool.
5 and 6 upcoming.
Well, how are you enjoying the process so far? Like this
Very much, yeah. I find every album has been a little bit different of a process, and obviously that happens coming from starting out so much younger, and as I mature just as a person, but also as a musician in my technique and experience. So it's different than the last ones, as everyone was before, but it's really fun to be going back through some old songs and finally putting it to like the bigger, full band, almost cinematic style that I kind of had in my head for so long,
Yeah.
that now it's getting realized, which is really, really fun.
Yeah. And just so people know, I mean, I've got an inside track on this, so I can ask a leading question. But this is we're releasing a bunch of singles, right, with this project, and then starting right into a basically the same idea again, right, but what did I more ambient, right? Is that correct? This was the rockier stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You writing new stuff now?
Yeah, absolutely. Always. There's a few notebooks going. My organization has gotten a little deeper too in the last while, but I've always been someone who suffers from a pretty bad stationery addiction. So I love my notebooks, love different things, but slowly it's been progressing to different things. I have one notebook for songs and one-liners, little ideas, and then I have some like haikus and poetry, and it's always writing whatever I can, whatever kind of pops into the head. And I've always had that idea of writing. Like, it's not very often that I write a song, I would say. Like kind of the Bob Dylan things. It's just, I just grab them.
Oh, yeah?
They're coming, and I try to catch it in the dream catcher as well as I can.
I remember Back to Montreal was something like that. Like it was just a session, and that song seemed to come sort of like, boom, fully formed, right?
Yeah, the dream catcher is definitely more intricate when there's more people kind of holding the strings, I think.
Yeah.
It's called Back in Montreal.
Well, I left home at 17 with a backpack on my shoulders. I bought a Golf in Montreal, ran too heavy on her tires. spent a heartbroken summer. And if I was smart like a flock of geese, I'd be south of here by winter. So take a plane and get me back to California. Where the weather's always nice. Think I've had about enough for Canada. This place has me crawling up the walls. 'Cause I'm a traveling man. All started with that golf back in Montreal. Maybe next year I'll quit all this, take a train down to Kansas.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you like working, do you like co-writes?
Absolutely. I've always enjoyed the co-writes. I can only get so far in my own head, I always think, or at least there's certain ideas that I have, and I'm coming from my own experience, you write what you know, and having someone else that knows other things that can write that so well and add to what I say, build on what I say, is a really rewarding experience.
Yeah, cool. So one of the songs on the upcoming project is a co-write with, one was with Eric Taylor Escudero, which has just been released, Aurora Borealis. But the new one there's one coming for the summer, which was like a multiple co-write, right? Like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
How was that process? How did that come about?
That was at the Music and Ill Songwriters conference in St. John's. I forget the year, but we had a lot of seminars and different classes kind of throughout the day. And the culmination of it all was that we were split into groups of 5, 6, and starting a co-write. And that's definitely more difficult than a one-on-one co-write or 3 people or whatever, when you have a lot of mishmashing ideas. And even I remember that co-write having one-liners and pieces that became other songs. There's ideas that I brought up, in that interview, or in that group session, that were kind of not shot down, but we didn't go with it in the end, but I moved it to new tricks after. Became a few of those ideas spread out from that.
Yeah.
But having the co-write For Hung Up on You was awesome because we had so many different genres of music. Myself and Claire Follett and Avalon Stanley with a bit more of a political side, and Dave Connors, who does hip hop, and Mick Davis with his more rock and roll. So all of it coming together was super cool. And when we went to write the lyrics, myself and Claire split off and wrote completely different verses or songs. So we thought. We didn't talk to each other, communicate this. And when we came back and both played our verses for the group, we realized that, these lines fit into a call-and response, right? I don't even think we had to adjust anything or change the lyrics. It kind of just matched all together. So once again, it seems like the group catches holding the strings of the dream catcher, I think is a good analogy.
Yeah, that works for it, because it's really interesting how that came together like that. So you did for a while, pre-COVID, you did some touring across the country. You did that with, was it Via Rail?
Yeah, I got the Via Rail Artist on Board program, which is just an awesome thing. So happy. It's Gypsophilia is the band that started it and struck up this deal with the Via Rail to take the train across the long run train, I forget the name of it now, but from Montreal to Vancouver, and to play 3 sets a day on the train, as well as 2 station sets. I did mine at Winnipeg and Jasper. That's where I was, which was absolutely gorgeous at the time. I know a lot of it is gone now, but
I suppose, was that were you on the station? Because in Winnipeg you play in the station.
I was in
right?
the station for both of them, yeah.
Yeah.
And I got a little bit of extra time in Jasper to walk around the place. I did, like, I pretty well jogged just like, to see as much as I could at one time. I didn't really stop anywhere. I just wanted to have a look, but I ran around as much as I could get away from the station and back on the train to be able to make it. And then, yeah, off in Vancouver and picked up a car out there and then drove the 40 tour dates back to Newfoundland.
Cool. Would you do it again? Or?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I miss it every day.
We need to talk to Bonnie about making that happen.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we will. Lots of people find that to be a great experience. I didn't realize it was three sets a day.
3 sets a day. Yeah.
Is that like morning, noon, and evening, or?
Pretty well, yeah. It's kind of like, mid-afternoon, evening, and like a night set, like later on.
And it's
Typically is
all
what I
in
do.
like the viewing car, or?
You would go between different cars. They'd have me in different spots usually for each one. So sometimes they do like a dinner and a show, and I would be in the dining car, and then there'd be the bar car, and sometimes you just do a walkthrough of seats where some people are, if people kind of signed up, they wanted to listen to that. And then sometimes you'd be in the very back caboose cars, like the extra cost. There's like the higher class one, like it's all leather and there's a full bar and it's just really, really beautiful. That was a fun one back there too. But the absolute best was to be in the panorama car. I'll never forget, I have to play tragically hip songs when you're doing Canadian shows. It's just, you can't escape it. But to play Wheat Kings, first crossing into the prairies and just coming up on the grassland and coming through and watching it float by me, and to sing that song to people that were really happy to listen to it was just an amazing, amazing experience. Yeah, I'll never forget that feeling.
I remember probably 2 years ago, the family and Sam, our son, we went, drove across to Alberta, and I talked about that instance, like that. I'm getting the wrong word, but like almost the visceral response that happens when you come out of the northern Ontario, and you're just like, book.
Yeah, it is. It's like very much. It does feel very sudden. It is trees and lakes, and you almost think there's going to be a gradual transition into it. But no, trees and lakes, Ontario. Suddenly the sun looks a little brighter, and you look outside, and you're here now.
Yeah, it's really. I don't think there's any equivalent to that in the States. Like the crossing over is different.
Like even like coming upon like desert, it's like a slow transition as you get to the spot. I don't think maybe it would be different if I went across on something as fast as a train too. But
I don't know.
I don't think so.
When I drove back in the '80s, it was that way, and that's why I was telling Sam, my son. Just watch for this. It might still be there, right? And it is. It's just like boing, And then you hit Winnipeg, and then you drive to Calgary.
Yeah,
it's like
it's so different having grown up in Newfoundland and like always being so close, just in a radius to the coastline, to salt water. You can smell it almost everywhere you go. You can feel the moisture of the air, and then to hit Alberta. And like I remember especially getting out of the train in Winnipeg to do that station set and stepping outside, and like you could just feel there's no water around here. Like,
That wasn't in the winter, was it?
You feel stifled. No, that was summer.
Yeah, because I remember a colleague of ours, Rosemary Lawton, got out there with Nick Earl, and she wrote me and said, like, my eyelids feel like they're frozen shut sometimes. That was winter, right? It's so cold and so dry that your tear ducts almost like weld your eyes together. Everything hurts when you breathe.
It does feel like such a different world, and of course it is such a large country with so much gradient across it. But and then it's interesting to see the people that are there and getting to talk to everyone that I did. Like, they're all Canadians. These people have a lot of the same problems and a lot of the same things that they love and care about, and so on. No matter of the place they're living, the way they're living, whatever. That was really eye-opening and really fun to see.
Do you? What do you think? Do you think the geography and the weather helps define a Canadian?
Absolutely. I think it builds a resiliency and a certain like connection to the land. Like, some people can live apart from that now, but if the weather and the climate is so important and does so much damage or to change your day, right? You have to have a respect for it. I think that's important.
Yeah, it is interesting. You talk to a Canadian, you can start a conversation based on the weather. Nice day, supposed to rain this afternoon.
And it can get deep from there. It can go from small talk to a question you never thought a stranger would ask you.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I find when your music, like we're getting ready to release Marionette, that goes fairly deep at times.
Yeah.
I mean, we went into Plato, didn't we?
Yeah, there's a little bit of philosophy there for sure.
Yeah. Who's the guy at the end? What?
Caleb Harvey is a buddy of mine from high school.
Okay.
That does the spoken word bit on the end of that song. He just has a really awesome voice, and I love to go out with him anywhere because people stop and will mention his voice. I've even been, we went out to dinner one time in Corner Brook at the Crown of Moose out there, and the cook came out to bring out his meal and said, I wasn't going to do this, but I can hear your voice from the kitchen. It sounds so cool, and I had to see your face. And he doesn't look anything like that would be his voice, so it's always really shocking to people. But I love those experiences. People are always so baffled to look at him and hear him speak.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to have him in a recording for a time. So it all kind of came together. We actually just had gotten back in touch after some time of not really speaking for a while. Not for anything bad, just lost contact for a bit. Life goes on. And he came back in. He actually just showed up to my house out of nowhere one day, and I was like, I'm so happy to see you. Like, it's been so long. I think we cried, probably a little bit.
Yeah.
But and then so this song was coming out, and I've been reading some more Plato and some thought on that and stuff, and it all melded together at one time, and I was like, oh, this is it. Here we are. We
go from that more. You mentioned the Dreamcatcher, but more esoteric thought to things like The Gardener and what was the other one? Oh, Bite Me.
Yeah.
So there's sometimes fairly visceral responses in your music or to your music.
Yeah.
And so I get the sense that you write about pretty much whatever's in your mind at the time. You're not afraid to get into the deeper discussions around anything. Would that be fair to say? Or?
Absolutely, yeah. I like my songs to carry meaning, but I also like for them to be accessible from a surface level. And I hope that people will listen to it, and then as they listen to it more, will catch on to, oh, this might mean that, and this can mean this, and slowly they get kind of sucked in a little more.
Yeah.
That's how I try to write it. But like you said, I do write about anything and everything, whatever's in my mind, and I think that's why we find a lot of kind of genre bending songs between my albums. I think there's only certain things that you can say with certain songs, right? Like I can't create the same message with a blues tune that I could with the hip hop song, or so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
You need the genre and the culture and those ideas that give you kind of a base layer to jump from. That platform is understandable and accessible. So,
bearing in mind that genre definition is usually reserved only for the industry, for industry purposes, how would you classify what it is that you do? Are you like a rock and roller or a pop artist?
I typically like to say folk alternative, and I guess that's a bit of a cop-out because alternative is kind of just such a blanket, and folk because I usually use an electric guitar. But as we go further into different songs and stuff that we've been doing here, higher levels of production, there's a more electric and bigger full band things. Yeah. I think we're kind of getting on this Bob Dylan suddenly uses an electric guitar kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting point. Yeah, yeah.
So I know that some people will be maybe a little bit reserved about it, but the people that I think enjoy my music the most have always found that to be a highlight more than anything else. I think they enjoy it. Yeah, they enjoy hearing something different.
Yeah, and I like the fact that most of your music pushes the people who play with you, like the studio guys or whatever, it pushes them a little bit to get outside of the standard approach, whatever it might be.
Yeah, I want people to be thinking outside the comfort zone if they're going to be on the music. That's so much what I am, right? Most of my writing process comes from, it is this kind of just smash it open and see what we can make from the parts sort of thing. Like I will change tunings in a guitar and I will hear something, find something that I don't know how to do. I'll find something that's really difficult and I'll focus for a while around maybe learning that skill or writing in that tuning so that I can break myself out of the patterns that would so normally kind of restrict my songs, I think.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to put it because it is easy. It's very easy to, especially if you work in a studio a lot, to just fall into known patterns, you know. Or even if you play live a lot, especially if you're doing a lot of cover stuff, it's easy to fall into what's comfortable, right?
Yeah.
So it does take a intentional thought decision to actually move outside of that, I think. So tell me about what you're doing. What's your straight job right now?
My straight job is I'm a cook at a retirement home in central Newfoundland, which is really nice. I spend a bit of time working fast food and stuff, as everyone does, but God, it's so terrible. It's it's a lot to deal with so many hundreds of people, different people every day that are only seeing you for a second or two, really, to come through a drive-through or some such, and. If things go wrong, someone messes up your order, right? Like, that's the one experience you have with this person all day. So, of course, you're going to be angry and kind of like, off kilter about it. But being able to work now and cook the same 100 people 3 meals a day, square, for weeks at a time is a lot more fun, a lot more, I don't know, human. You can, it feels like you can do more good there, at least for me.
Yeah, and you've been doing this for a while. I'm not trying to imply that you're entrenched in it or anything. It's you've moved yourself up the ladder a little bit in that, right? Yeah. And you used to do some like artisanal breads and baking and stuff.
Yeah, as well.
You got time for that now? Or?
Yeah, not as much as I used to, but I definitely do whenever I want to eat some, for sure. You can't really get a lot of the really intricate baked goods around my area, so I make stuff myself. And that was just after COVID, being stuck inside for so long, that I learned to do a lot of that, and have really grown into doing more things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the baking is fun. Meditative, too. It's nice to make something that you're not doing all the work either, right? There's processes and bacteria involved and so on. Yeah, it's cool to command that. Yeah, I have a friend that likes to joke about it. I got him into doing sourdough bread and sourdough starters, and he talks about his sourdough starter like it's a pet. But he's like, because imagine if you could come home and just, the dog made bread, right? Like it's something that's kind of already done for you. Yeah, it's nice to have an extra helper or a few million helpers in a bowl in your fridge.
Yeah, cool. I was listening to one of the songs, a version you got out right now, Wales Back Hill. Is that a real place?
Yes and no.
I've been begging to ask.
Yeah, yes
years.
And no. Yeah. The title is a bit of a workaround, just kind of to make rhyme and so on. But there is a hill around that area, around like Little Bay, Newfoundland, and there was a mine that used to be up there, open called Wales Back Mine, and so it's around the area. But I just call it the Wales Back Hill. You wouldn't find it on a map, but you might find it if you came out and took a hike.
You still want to buy 7 acres and
maybe, yeah. I don't know. It's pretty rocky up there. I talk about farming 7 acres up there, but I don't think there's that much soil. I think it's mostly just rock. Let me make something work.
Well, yeah. Still interested in making sure, like getting a cabin and.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that'll always be the main, not the main goal, but like the underlying path, I think.
Yeah.
Very much enthralled by like even the Justin Vernon Bon Iver thing of months in a cabin after a breakup or after some kind of big transitional period in your life. Yeah. I think that's important. The solitude, and then to write. And just, I've always been more comfortable in a community of trees than a community of people, I think. At least for portions of time.
Yeah. Jason Isbell did that. I think there was a transitional time period. They'd been on the road for a long time with one of the bands, anyway. And he took some time off, right? Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a breakup or something like that.
No.
It can be, just a change in jobs, a change in pace, change in location.
Yeah, I think it was a burnout thing, which is very typical. It makes sense. You've been doing a lot of stuff like that. If you are introspective and you're writing about society as you see it, and you sometimes, if you've toured the world now, you would have a chance, or Canada, you need a chance to just sort of like think that through, and I mean that's how it would seem to me.
You need the integration, absolutely. Yeah. To apply the things that you learn, take them back with you.
Cool.
Bring it back to your regular day life, I think.
Yeah. Anything I've forgotten that you would like to talk about?
You mentioned about our strategy for releasing this new album and into the next one. I think that's a really fun idea. I think that allows me to build up the momentum and keep it up, even in my own head, right? Because it's especially with doing two things, and cooking and music and so on. It's easy to. I very much need to compartmentalize myself to be at work and do a good job for that for the 12 hours, and then to get on stage and do that for 5 or 6 hours when I go to a place.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can get locked in either one. It's hard to remind yourself that, oh, I'm still this musician, I'm still whatever, right? These things are still parts of my identity. They can be so closed off for a bit. So allowing that to happen every so often and to get the feedback also allows us to do more writing the song, seeing what people are responding to. Yeah. Not that it's like, not to sell out or only do what people like, but at least to road test things and really figure out the act.
Yeah, and I think we should. I remember we should talk about like this. The album has a hint of an international flavor in the sense that the graphic design guy lives literally on a beach in Brazil.
Beaches,
Which if you have to live somewhere,
that's definitely a good spot to be. We had a phone interview the other day, and he was complaining, it's like 37 degrees down here, it's so warm. I was like, I'll trade with you. I'll show him the view out of our window, and it's just, you can't see from the white from the snow. It's like 20 below, and he was like, never mind. It's okay.
Yeah. I think that's interesting. It's an interesting flavor because I know in having discussions with him, he loves what you're doing, loves the music, really, really wants to be part of it and stay a part of it. And the fact that your music does actually, like your songs are resonating with more than like people in central Newfoundland, for example. It reaches a much broader audience.
And getting to speak with him and on Eric and stuff, like I've always enjoyed different cultures' music as well. So it'll be interesting to see what bits of things from Brazil we can kind of incorporate in the future, definitely.
Speaking of on Eric, they actually they did sing on Pacify, I think. They did. So Anna does the Star Wars thing at the end. Where can people find out, like, where are you online?
You can find anything about me at christianhowse.com, and that's Christian, like the religion, HOWSE.com. And you can find my music on any of your favorite streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all of the above.
Perfect. All right. Thanks a lot, bud.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. The Wood Stove Sessions are brought to you by Kinden's Bakery, located at 151 Main Street, Lewisport, Newfoundland. By Music NL, motivated by a vision of music cultivated at home and celebrated everywhere. And the Citadel House, where music comes to be heard.